Right, Occupy London would like you to know that John Cooper QC is instructed by Karen Tardner of Kane Tardner Solicitors to legally represent us.
As you know, the corporation served notices last night, and eviction proceedings are very likely to start tomorrow morning. There'll be, I anticipate, a High Court hearing probably next Wednesday, which will be a case management meeting and a hearing before the High Court when we will decide time scales, delivery of papers, etc. So it won't be a full hearing, I doubt, next week.
What's happening is we're serving these papers, asking you to move these tents within 24 hours, which you will not do, and then that leaves the way forward for court hearings. No one's come in to evict anybody.
It's a good result. The corporation have been weren't able to get there sooner rather than later date, so we've got an in-between day, which is actually not bad for us.
You know, I sit in the Royal Courts of Justice and we're having all this bureaucracy and all these your honourable gentlemen and the judge and rise and we're all the system. It's the system, blah 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 blah, and we sit through it. You know, if I genuinely believed that justice existed in that posh building down the road, I wouldn't be here. I think that if we continue down the route that we're going down, we're going to lose a lot of respect from a lot of people that have felt that they have been failed by the courts, that feel like they've been failed by the policemen, that feel that there is not justice in this world.
People are assuming that the occupiers are going to lose. Do you have that assumption?
I don't have that assumption at all. Essentially, a judge will make a decision, and fundamentally the case is based upon whether the tents are necessary for the occupation, for what they're calling protest to continue. So that's the core of the argument.
We have, you know, the Tent City University is taking place in a tent.
Yes.
And we have a library in a tent. We have our information point in a tent. First aid, the tea tent. All of these things are enabled. You know, sleeping is just only one thing, but there are many reasons why we need the tents.
Essentially, what we're doing is discussing how long we're going to be here. You know, I don't care. I will leave in an hour with my head held high with integrity than stay here for 4 months discussing how long we're going to be here.
The fact that we've set up tents between the London Stock Exchange and St Paul's, those tents are significant contrast to the beautiful money that has been spent in the city. These pop-up tents that we're using are just a world away. They're everything that is not, you know, the law or that courtroom we were in.
Yes.
They are about places of dialogue and chatting, and that's why the tents are so important.
If people think they can make a legal case and it can help build our movement outside by using the court system, I'm happy with it. I think there are arguments on both sides. People will be here regardless of what the law court says or what the police or bailiffs do.
They're saying that the tents are blocking a public highway, so we are in the process of rationalising things so that we can be seen to be cooperative, so all the tents are nicely in a line, and it would be significant in regard to the court case, in regard to the objection that the local authority have. I think the court case is going to be exceedingly interesting. I think the judge is going to have more than just a simple application to deal with by the local authority. It's not a cut and dry case at all. Who owns the land, who has jurisdiction over the land, the history of the land, grants, charters, all sorts of things are going to be brought up in this case. This is, I think, going to be a case that people are going to be looking at for many years in colleges and universities and academics. And hopefully with what we're doing, we're going to be able to give some encouragement to the other occupation movements.